Welcome to our channel. In today's video, I'm excited to share this amazing story. But before we begin, if you're new here, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss my latest videos. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. Alright, let's dive in. This is an incredible story about a boy whose mother is a slave and who is separated from her when he is still a helpless baby. This painful separation deeply marks him, but he finds strength in his grandmother, who takes on the responsibility of caring for him with love and dedication. However, at the age of 6, his grandmother makes a difficult decision, taking him to the plantation where he is forced to work, leaving him at the mercy of a cruel fate. Life on the slave field is inhumane and full of suffering. He witnesses injustice daily, seeing his own humanity and dignity being trampled upon. But amidst this darkness, a spark of hope emerges in his life. He comes across the opportunity to learn how to read and write, something forbidden for slaves. The wife of a carpenter on the ship where he works starts teaching him in secret. These precious moments are stolen from rest time as they hide in dark corners, defying the laws that keep them oppressed. The determination and thirst for knowledge of this young slave are admirable. He dedicates himself diligently to each lesson, even when humiliated and belittled by cruel individuals. He confronts the challenge of procrastination, refusing to let it overpower him. Every day, he surpasses himself, finding motivation to learn even in the toughest moments. He sacrifices his own food in exchange for lessons, understanding that the power of education is the key to liberation. As he delves into the world of words and literature, his mind expands. He reads newspapers and political books, absorbing knowledge about the rights and struggles of the people around him. Each page he reads ignites a flame of indignation in his heart, becoming a driving force for his determination to change the reality of his own existence and that of his fellow beings. The resilience of this slave doesn't stop there. He decides to share his knowledge with other slaves, secretly organizing religious services where he teaches them how to read and write. His courage and dedication spread among the slaves, and his weekly gatherings gain popularity, with over 40 knowledge-thirsty individuals participating. But this bright light he brought into their lives is quickly extinguished when enraged slave owners discover his activities and disrupt his lessons. Despite the adversities, he doesn't give up. He is sold to a new master who turns out to be a monster disguised as a human. He endures further physical and emotional abuse, but finds strength within himself to resist. And then, the day comes when he refuses to be just another object of violence. He fights against his brutal master, confronting him for hours on end until, finally, the brutal master surrenders. In that moment, a wave of empowerment takes over the slave. He reclaims his self-esteem and makes a promise to himself to never allow anyone to dominate or humiliate him again. At the age of 20, after 2 failed attempts, he finally manages to escape slavery, assuming the identity of a sailor. He flees to the north, determined to continue fighting against the injustice that afflicts his people. His unwavering spirit and commitment to freedom lead him to become a defender of human rights. In his new journey, he faces numerous obstacles. Many don't believe in his abilities or the validity of his voice. However, he refuses to be discouraged. He dedicates himself to spreading his wisdom and knowledge wherever he goes. He participates in abolitionist meetings and in 1841 seizes the opportunity to become a lecturer for the Massachusetts Anti-Slavery Society. Through his skillful oratory and powerful writings, he becomes a renowned figure in the fight for human rights. He founds an anti-slavery newspaper titled The Star and writes impactful books about slavery. His courage and conviction inspire others to join the cause of abolition. However, he encounters resistance and hostility from many white individuals who feel threatened by his message of equality and justice. During one of his lectures, he is pursued and assaulted by an enraged mob. Fortunately, a local family rescues him, but this traumatic experience doesn't discourage him. On the contrary, he finds even more motivation to continue his fight. Frederick Douglass becomes internationally recognized as a leader in the defense of human rights. He becomes a trusted advisor to President Lincoln, offering counsel on the treatment of black soldiers and advocating for the voting rights of all black men and women. In 1863, President Lincoln declares the freedom of all slaves, a historic milestone driven, in part, by Douglass's influence. Douglass is the first African American to hold a high-level government position in the United States. He also becomes the first black person to receive a nomination for the vice presidency, even without campaigning for the position. His courage and perseverance opened doors and changed the narrative on racial equality. His extraordinary journey inspires people around the world to believe that education is a powerful weapon against oppression. He shows how overcoming procrastination and focusing on learning can transform lives and combat injustice. His story teaches us that even in the face of the cruelest adversities, it is possible to find inner strength to pursue change. Frederick Douglass leaves a lasting legacy, teaching us that motivation is the key to achieving freedom and equality. His life is a powerful reminder that we should not let oppression define us, but rather constantly seek knowledge, self-determination, and growth. His inspiring journey reminds us that each day is an opportunity to grow, learn, and challenge the limits imposed upon us. Even when faced with humiliation and discouragement, we must find the inner strength to keep moving forward. As Frederick Douglass said, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." We should remember these impactful words and apply them to our own lives. Each of us has the power to create positive change, to overcome procrastination, and to pursue our goals with determination. Just like Frederick Douglass, we can find our voice, use our talents and knowledge to fight for justice and human rights. The story of this hero reminds us that change starts within us, that courage and motivation are powerful forces to transform not only our own lives, but also society as a whole. May Frederick Douglass's story continue to inspire us to never give up, to face challenges head-on, and to use our potential to create a better world. May we find the necessary motivation to overcome procrastination, discover our passion, and work tirelessly for equality, justice, and freedom for all. Always remember that we are capable of overcoming adversity, learning, and growing, just as Frederick Douglass did. Let us be motivated by his story so that we can reach our full potential and make a lasting positive impact on the world. May the inspiring journey of Frederick Douglass motivate us to seek freedom, equality, and justice, not only for ourselves, but for all human beings. In his final words, be blessed and never stop seeking change. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe and share it with friends until the next video.